provide relief from loneliness, pent-up negative feelings, and perhaps prevent an attempted suicide. You can start the conversation with statements like, "I've been feeling concerned about you lately. I've noticed some differences in you and wondered how you're doing today." If they confide in you and they are suicidal, respond quickly by telling them you care and get them the help that is needed. Help is always available at the Crisis Center, the Department of Social Services, BASH, Sandlands Rehabilitation Center, and the National Hotline for 24-Hour Crisis. Find someone that you can trust to talk to about your feelings and get the support and help that is needed. I am Inspector Mikal Pinder, reassuring you that your mental health matters. You are not alone. Get the help that is needed today.
At Harold One, I'm Ted Jervis, and this is ZNS.
This is the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. Here's a look at tonight's top stories. The Catholic and global community mourning the loss of Pope Francis. Chamber President weighing in on the impact of trade wars. And 4 years later, police have renewed the search for an Abaco man.
The Bahamas Tonight Northern Edition starts now.
Welcome to the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition. I'm Jolanda Thompson-Alvarez. Thanks so much for tuning in. The 266th Pope passing away early Monday morning. This news sending shockwaves through the world as Pope Francis spent his final days in the service of church, participating in the celebration of Easter. Tonight, a local deacon weighs in on the Pope, who was regarded as a voice for the poor and one who overcame fierce resistance to reshape the Catholic Church. Shalia Roll has tonight's top story.
Official video announcement from the Vatican media confirming the death of Pope Francis. The statement reading in part, "Dearest brothers and sisters, with deep sorrow I announce the death of Holy Father Francis," says Cardinal Kevin Farrell, the Vatican Carmelengo, adding that at 7:35 a.m. the Bishop of Rome returned to his father's house, further stating his life was dedicated to service of the Lord and his church. The announcement sending shockwaves throughout the world.
All right, we're going to bring you some breaking news just coming into us now here in Al Jazeera that Pope Francis, the first Latin American leader of the Roman Catholic Church, has died.
Pope Francis dying at 88 years old, marking the end of his historic papacy, and the Catholic community around the world is mourning the loss of the beloved spiritual figure. Francis became the Pope on March 13th, 2013, and he was known for his compassion, progressive views, and efforts of peace, along with devotion to serving the global church, overseeing numerous social, political, and spiritual initiatives. Prior to his death, Francis spent around 5 weeks in the hospital in the month of February and March, battling bronchitis that later became pneumonia, celebrating his 12th year of papacy from the hospital room. As the Pope faced health challenges, Donald Duncombe, deacon assigned at St. Vincent de Paul Church, says that his passing came as no shock.
I wasn't taken aback by it, especially seeing his medical condition.
With his birth name being Jorge Mario Bergoglio, born on December 17, 1936 in Buenos Aires, Argentina, being the first pope in 1300 years that was not from Europe and the first pope from the Americas and the Southern Hemisphere. His election marking a significant shift in the global church and the reflection of Catholicism in Latin America.
It was very unusual because, like John Paul II, he was not an Italian pope.
Deacon Duncombe also sharing that the Pope was an advocate for outreach, as he assured that even prisoners were a part of washing of the feet, symbolizing his dedication to making everyone feel welcomed.
And the church is supposed to be inviting, the church is supposed to be welcoming, The church is for all.
Now, with the health of Pope Francis deteriorating in recent years, a number of names have been put forward to be the candidate of the next leader of the Catholic Church. For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shalia Rule.
Well, the Archdiocese of Nassau, Office of the Vicar General, issuing a press statement today on the passing of Pope Francis. Archbishop Patrick C. Pinder says the Catholic community worldwide is saddened by the death of Pope Francis. His papal ministry was a tremendous gift to the church and to the world. He was constantly reaching out to the margins to ensure that everyone was aware of the love of God for everyone without exception. The statement adds that as we enter the octave of Easter, we give thanks for the life of Pope Francis and for the wonderful example of his ministry among us. May he rest in peace. Tonight, the Prime Minister, the Honorable Philip Brave Davis, responding to the passing of His Holiness Pope Francis through a news release. The nation's leader regarding him as one who went beyond leading the Catholic Church. Through a news release, the Prime Minister joins the global community in mourning the passing of His Holiness Pope Francis, a spiritual shepherd whose life was marked by humility, courage, and a deep commitment to humanity. The Prime Minister continued, "I recall with great reverence my meeting with the Holy Father. In our exchange, his heart for the poor and suffering, his compassion for the displaced people of Haiti, and his concern for the existential threat of climate change revealed a man of profound faith who understood the urgency of justice in our time." The nation's chief says Pope Francis went beyond leading the Catholic Church. He opened its doors wider. His papacy recentered the Church's moral voice on the teachings of Jesus Christ: love without exception, mercy without condition, and service without reward. He reminded us that the Church must walk with the wounded, speak for the voiceless, and care above all for the poor. The release further states that as the world reflects on his legacy, we remember his call to be stewards of the earth and protectors of the vulnerable. In the Caribbean, where the impacts of climate change are felt daily, his voice was among the loudest, calling for equity and responsibility. And in Haiti, he never turned away from suffering. He insisted we look closer, act bolder, and love deeper. In closing, he said, and I, together with the people of the Bahamas, extend our deepest condolences to the Catholic faithful, to the people of the Vatican, and to all those touched by Pope Francis' remarkable ministry. The Minister of Foreign Affairs, Fred Mitchell, also releasing a press statement on the passing of Pope Francis. Mitchell adding that a note was sent this morning to the Roman Catholic Archbishop in Nassau to express the condolences on behalf of the Honorable Prime Minister and the government and the people of the Bahamas on his passing. Mitchell noted that the country is saddened, furthering that Pope Francis met with two Bahamian prime ministers during his pontificate, Prime Minister Philip Davis and Prime Minister Perry Christie. Mitchell's statement adding that the Pope was a standout advocate for the poor, the dispossessed, a champion of peace in the world and reconciliation, who supported the cause of small island developing states and their fight for climate justice. The statement concludes that a formal note will be sent to the Vatican later today. Switching gears now, while some fear a potential recession or depression could be looming, President of the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce, Dylan Knowles, believes that the U.S. President Donald Trump's actions are calculated. Nonetheless, Knowles acknowledges that amid the global disorder, the Bahamas must focus on developing new trade opportunities to safeguard its economic future. Trade wars between the United States and other countries could have an impact on the Bahamas' economy. Dylan Knowles, president of the Grand Bahama Chamber of Commerce, says a full recession is unlikely. Instead, he anticipates that the Bahamas will experience the effects of a Phase 1 depression.
Kind of collateral damage, if you wish. We're just caught in the crossfires. But because, if you look at it, what do we export that a 10% tariff is going to hinder? We do very little exporting. In fact, we import everything. We are never going to be a trade problem to the United States of America. were a trade benefit to the United States of America.
The Chamber president explains that based on President Trump's history, the airy tariffs and trade wars are simply a negotiating tactic, adding that once he achieves his goals, he is likely to reverse course.
And the question then is, how long will that take, and how much pain will we experience in the interim? If you read in his book, he says himself that he is never adverse to causing pain and strife in order to accomplish the deal. So, the rest of us in the world are going to have to suck it up for a period of time, whether that is a week, a month, or a year. I don't really know at this point in time. Again, it all depends upon how quickly he can achieve his negotiating tactics.
The Chamber president states that there is opportunity in chaos, noting that Trump is ready to capitalize on it by creating the disorder. He emphasizes that the Bahamas should focus on the same, developing new trade opportunities.
Understand that. We all have that need, right? But at the end of the day, we need to be more strategic in our thinking and less emotional in our thinking. We need to plan more and not just spend more on our immediate desires and needs. We need to always be in a position to take advantage of opportunities when they come about.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Yolanda Thompson, Everest. In news from police on Abaco, police have renewed the search for 40-year-old Abaco resident Christopher Thompson. Thompson, a Bahamian, was last seen on Wednesday, June 9th, 2021. He stands 5 feet 6 inches tall with a tattoo of the name Bernardine on his hand. Thompson is described as slim-built, weighs 170 pounds, with ginger color hair, brown eyes, brown complexion. Persons with any information of the missing man, please contact police at 911. The Marsh Harbor Police Station at 367-2900, the National Crime Prevention Office at 302-8430 or 1, Crime Stoppers at 352-1919, 350-3106 or 9, Family Islanders at 300-8476.
And still to come.
Hope and the resurrection of Christ highlighted during this Easter season.
Covering the news seems easy, but we put thought into what we're doing. The Bahamas Tonight Access Now, here to inform, educate, and entertain. A new type of newscast featuring social media trends, news from around the islands, interviews with the people you like in our communities, sports, weather, and fabulous entertainment. That's a Bahamas Tonight Access Now with Marlena Leonard and LaDon Davis. 7:30, Monday to Friday. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Still to come.
Hope and the resurrection of Christ highlighted during this Easter season.
Hear that? If you listen closely, you can hear the heartbeat of a nation. That unique sound of a great country, pounding with colorful history, a rich culture, and unwavering ambition. When you look around, you recognize its pulse. The people who love to celebrate, who identify with triumph, a people who know how to be our brother's keeper. Commonwealth Bank, built by Bahamians, here for Bahamians, Bahamians helping Bahamians.
Come on down and see what Dolly Madison has in store for you. Renovate and rejuvenate at Dolly Madison.
Celebrate the incredible women in your life this Mother's Day. And don't forget the special offer from Cornet Bahamas. From April 16th to May 16th, enjoy a fantastic 35% off store-wide. That's right, everything you need to show your love and appreciation is on sale. Whether it's a heartfelt gift for mom, a treat for yourself, or something special for that amazing woman in your life, we've got you covered. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Visit any one of our stores today. Make this Mother's Day unforgettable with Cornet Bahamas.
Get ready for the Freeport Business Expo Tourism Edition 2, happening May 1st and 2nd. Network, explore, and grow with top industry leaders. Register today at freeportbusinessexpo.com. Spring into savings and take advantage of Majestic Retail's Yellow Tag sales. Save up to 20% on smart TVs, tablets, Fire Sticks, mini split AC units, pedestal fans, and so much more. They're located in the bonded area. Call them at 351-3936. A deal is guaranteed at Majestic Retails.
Have you ever dreamed of gifting a loved one their own piece of paradise? Now, with Devco's groundbreaking gift initiative, you can turn that very dream into reality. GIFT, which stands for Generational Investment, Friends and Family Trust, is a simple yet powerful way to make property ownership more accessible. Contribute to the 10% down payment in person or team up with friends and family to make it even easier. You can even pay online via direct bank transfer, then submit the required form with just a few taps. The person you gift then enters a manageable 7-year payment plan, or they can pay in full anytime. Imagine the joy of giving the gift of ownership, a piece of the Bahamas, a piece of paradise, right at your fingertips. Now, you can gift for a birthday, a wedding, graduation, Christmas, or simply just because. With Devco's Gift Initiative, you're not just giving a gift, you're gifting a bright future. Devco, where opportunities embrace and gift ownership. Visit gbdevco.com to learn more.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
Welcome back. Many church members gathering at Freeport Bible Church this Easter Sunday to celebrate the resurrection of Jesus Christ with a heartfelt worship, inspiring messages, and a renewed sense of hope. Shalia Rule reports.
A spirit of joy and renewal filled the air at Freeport Bible Church this past Sunday as the congregation gathered to celebrate Resurrection Sunday in a vibrant display of faith, music, and color, shouting praises while the dance ministry worshipped. Dressed in bright pastels, floral prints, and radiant smiles, worshipers packed the sanctuary early Sunday morning, eager to commemorate the resurrection of Jesus Christ, the cornerstone of the Christian faith. The atmosphere was electric with praise as the service began, with powerful worship led by the dynamic church's praise team. Senior Pastor Kyle Maycock delivered a passionate sermon that centered on the theme Jesus' resurrection is a big deal, encouraging attendees to walk bodily in the power of Christ's resurrection.
This morning, about 3 billion people are pausing to recognize and remember this day and all that it means. About 3 billion people are slowing down, and they're looking back on the beauty that is Resurrection Sunday.
For the Bahamas Tonight, the Northern Edition, I'm Shalia Roll.
That's a look at stories making news. Your check on sports is up next with Jay Philippe. But first, here's a check on your local weather forecast.
Tonight's weather forecast is brought to you by Royal Star Assurance.
Cause it's so beautiful.
Here at Island Bedding, we provide Bahamians a local option for factory direct quality sleep products. We have also expanded to include a range of furniture and home accessories. Check out our new living room pieces, including sectional, TV stands, accent tables, and more. Come on down to Island Bedding and feast your eyes on prices you have to see to believe. Located at number 5 Queens Highway, across from Caribbean Veterinarian.
Journey to a serene oasis. Relax. Rejuvenate. Renew. Welcome to Renew Day Spa. For appointments, call 352-RENU.
Guess what? Budget Pest Control has something important to show you. Coq de termites former Salmus, the super termite. What makes them super? Their ferocious appetite can attack your home from below and above. They even attack forestry. But don't worry. Budget Pest Control has extensively studied this species on Grand Bahama. You can even check out our scientific paper. So you can count on us to protect your investment. Call Budget Pest Control, the termite specialist.
Grand Bahama, get ready. The Freeport Business Expo Tourism Edition is back. Bigger, better, and bolder. Join us May 1st and 2nd of 2025 at the Grand Lucayan Convention Center for 2 days of business, networking, innovation, and opportunity. Dive into the latest tourism trends, connect with top industry leaders, and put your brand in the spotlight. Mark your calendar for May 1st and 2nd, the Freeport Business Expo, where business meets tourism. Register now at freeportbusinessexpo.com.
Grand Bahama's premier entertainment theater on wheels is here. Move More Mobile Gaming. With top-tier consoles, immersive sound, and comfy seating, they deliver the ultimate gaming experience straight to your door. Call or WhatsApp 242-441-6153.
Good evening, ladies and gents. I'm Jay Philippe, and welcome to sports. It was a busy weekend in sports, both locally and internationally. However, one of the biggest news came from NBA draft prospects. VJ Edgecombe made a major announcement on the island of Bimini this weekend.
I know it's important to me. I appreciate it. Like I said, this is where it all started. It's all y'all homies, so this is where it all started for me. It's super important to represent Bimini, represent the Bahamas. So with that being said, I'm declaring for the NBA draft.
Just seeing him being one of the first in the family to go out and beyond first is amazing. Like, it's unbelievable.
One of the things that we always talked about is, in Jesus' name we played, that no matter what, we give God the glory, no matter what. And today is a significant day, and I'm so proud of VJ.
We can congratulate VJ for his success, and we pray God continue to guide and protect you.
This is a manifestation of what it means to never give up. And so, as a community, we're grateful, we're thankful, we wish him all the best.
Next in sports, the Nigel Boodle Senior Men's and Ladies Invitational Softball Tournament wrapped up on Sunday night in Murphytown, Abaco, with 2 exciting games on the park where the fans came out from North Crown Haven all the way down south to Sandy Point. Winning the ladies' championship was New Providence All-Stars over Grand Bahamas Sigoma Nailers 12-11, led by national team player and MVP Thela Stevens on the mound.
We started off a little sluggish, but you know, as the inning goes, we started to get loose and we started to play team ball. But a crucial errors here and there, but we recovered by offense and getting the runs in as we needed to.
We did a pretty well job, a good job, but at the end we started to lock off, and unfortunately it caused them to come in the game, and they was inspired to start by attacking, but we was able to come up with the win.
On the men's side, the back-to-back defending champions, New Providence All-Stars shut out quality wash and press out of Grand Bahama 8-0 to win their 3rd straight title in dominant fashion.
Going into the game, we felt as though any pitcher we put on the mound could beat any team in the Bahamas, you know? So we just put that behind us and came out there. And I told the guys, man, I'm the best pitcher in the Bahamas. Yep. You all just play defense behind me, and we'll be good from there.
Championship, we tend to focus a little more on, you know, especially competing against your rival team. Most definitely, I could honestly say that we are the best team in the country. And this was basically like a stepping stone to get us kick-started for our league down back in Nassau. And Bahamas games, we're looking forward for a good showing again.
From the field to the pool after 2 days of competition for Team Bahamas Aquatics at the Crifter Championships over in Trinidad and Tobago, the team is well on its way on capturing its 7th consecutive title, leading Jamaica for first place by almost 100 points, tallying 479 points so far. The team of Sienna Campbell, Samai Roll, Taylor Nichols, and Isabella Cucurulo won gold in the 11-12 girls 400-meter medley. Kai Bastian, Logan Camacho, Dexter Russell, and Dakari Cooper also won gold in the 400 medley relay. Dindin McKinsey, Kimaya Saunders, Celeste Gibson, and Skylar Smith secured gold in the 13-14 girls 400-meter relay. Dexter Russell won gold in both the 50 meters backstroke and butterfly in 11-12 boys, while Isabella Cucurulo and Kimaya Saunders won gold and silver in the 13-14 girls 200-meter breaststroke on night 1. From the pool to the track, going into the final day of competition for Team Bahamas at the Crifter Track and Field Championships, the Bahamas had a total of 22 medals, winning 10 gold, 10 silver, and 2 bronze. Some notable athletes from Grand Bahama that had some standout performances on day 2 was Kiesha Thomas, who was part of the Under-17 girls silver medal relay team. Jamal Deluche won gold as a part of the Under-17 boys 4x1 relay team, and Shatalia Dorset secured a silver medal as part of the Under-20 girls sprint relay team. In the Under-20 boys high jump, Joshua Williams placed 2nd, winning a silver medal for Team Bahamas in that event with a leap of 2 meters flat, while Claudius Burrows finished 5th. Aaliyah Evans is having an impressive showing so far in the Open Heptathlon, and Aiden Kelly and Quentin Gordon Jr. was part of the Under-20 boys 4x1 relay team that was unfortunately disqualified. Jamaica is leading in the medal count with 43 medals, while Trinidad sits in 3rd with 16 medals going into the final day. Ladies and gents, that is your quick check on sports. Your Facebook friend of the day is next. I'm Jay Philippe. As always, be blessed.
Spring into savings and take advantage of Majestic Retail's Yellow Tag sales. Save up to 20% on smart TVs, tablets, Fire Sticks, mini split AC units, pedestal fans, and so much more. They're located in the bonded area. Call them at 351-3936. A deal is guaranteed at Majestic Retails.
What is Business Fit? Business Fit is a group health insurance package offered by BAF Financial. What are some of the benefits of Business Fit? No deductible, dental and vision care, hospital room and board, surgical treatment, labs, medication and drugs, maternity, doctors, clinics, specialist visits, chemotherapy and radiation treatment, air and ground ambulance, and preventative care. Business Fit, offered by BAF Financial.
While others see customers as numbers, we see our customers as people, neighbors, friends who deserve more than one-sided connections. That's why we are redefining what real connection is by prioritizing our customers and showing our appreciation by putting our money where your loyalty is. BTC customers, claim your $200 Bahamas Air gift card when you add postpaid mobile to your internet plan. That's loyalty that flows both ways.
How do ideas become plans? Plans become memories.
So you like my new room?
And dreams become your life.
This is retirement.
Do you remember when hope became a house? When that house became a home? Your ideas are everything, and we're here to help make them happen. Your idea of yes, I can happens here.
Here at Freeport Decorators, we have hundreds of products for you to choose from. Whether you're in the market for trophies, plaques, rubber stamps, corporate signs, any kind of interior signage, stamps, or seals, we're your one-stop shop. We feature glass, acrylic, crystal awards for every occasion. We build all the trophies here on site. Looking for a gift item? We feature pens, key rings, mugs, tumblers, barbecue tools, even bamboo cutting boards. Have something already? Bring it on down. Let us see if we can print that special something on it for you. Need a headstone? Memorialize the memory of your loved one with a beautifully lasered granite marker. Our store hours are Monday to Friday, 9 to 5. We focus on customization. So if you have an idea or a new concept, bring it on down or call us at 352-5557 or even WhatsApp your idea to us at 646-0777 and we will do our best to make your awards and recognition ideas a reality.
Your number one team in the North. Only the sun covers the Bahamas better.
And that's going to do it for us here in the North. I'm Jolanda Thompson-Everest. Thanks so much for tuning in. Here's a live look at the Bahamas tonight, coming your way next.
ZNS News is brought to you by the new BTC. Fiber is here. Faster, stronger, more reliable. Together, we are unstoppable. Switch today.
Coming up in the Bahamas tonight, the National Report, the Bahamas joins the world in mourning the death of Catholic leader Pope Francis, the nation's chief and the local Catholic community reflecting on his life and legacy. Ahead of schedule, after months of construction, the Prime Minister assessing the scope of works and construction of the new Kit Allen International Airport. In sports, Carifta Championships winding down. The Bahamas tonight, the National Report starts now. Welcome to the broadcast. The Bahamas among countries paying tribute on the passing of Pope Francis today. The Pope's death was announced from the Vatican this morning by Cardinal Kevin Farrell. He said Pope Francis died at 7:35 local time in Rome, which is 1:35 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. Until a new pope is chosen, Farrell will act as a head of the Vatican. Pope Francis suffered from ill health in recent times, but just yesterday on Easter Sunday, he gave the traditional Easter blessing at St. Peter's Basilica in Rome. The exact circumstances of his death are yet to be disclosed, but Italian media has reported it was caused by a brain-related issue, likely a stroke. Catholic Archbishop of Nassau, Patrick Pender, remembers Pope Francis for his simplistic and refreshing approach.
On Holy Thursday, we have a special liturgy, which includes the washing of the feet, following the command of Christ to show our love for one another by service to one another. And one of the things he did was he never, ever celebrated that liturgy in the splendor of a basilica, but he always did it at some place where those who wouldn't be able to have had access to that liturgy to be present, places like detention centers and prisons and so forth. And in fact, one of his last visits really was to Regina Coeli prison in Rome itself. So he had a tremendous love and compassion for those on the margins of society.
Well, the Catholic Archbishop says we as Bahamians should also never forget the way Pope Francis came to our aid following one of the country's worst disasters.
in response to Hurricane Dorian, he actually assisted our archdiocese with a very generous gift to help us in the rebuilding of the church in Treasure Key, Abaco, which was destroyed by Hurricane Dorian. So certainly his touch, his impact was very, very real among us. And not only among Catholics, I think the world over people saw his simple style, his humble style, his way of actually reaching out to everyone in the most imaginative ways as something that has left a mark, certainly locally as well as globally.
Statement of condolences has been issued from the office of the Prime Minister. On behalf of Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis, it states, I join the global community in mourning the passing of His Holiness Pope Francis, a spiritual shepherd whose life was marked by humility, courage, and a deep commitment to humanity. The Prime Minister referencing Pope Francis as having a heart for the poor and suffering. The statement notes Pope Francis went beyond leading the Catholic Church, opening its doors wider with his papacy, recentering the Church's moral voice on the teachings of Jesus Christ, which is love without exception, mercy without condition, and service without reward. Joining Prime Minister Davis sending condolences on the Pope's passing was Foreign Affairs Minister, the Honorable Fred Mitchell.
Early this morning to the Roman Catholic Archbishop of the Bahamas, Patrick Pinda, to express the condolences of the government and people of the Bahamas. An important moral voice is now silent. He was a champion for the dispossessed, the poor, the oppressed. And more importantly, in the Bahamian context, he was a champion for the rights of small island developing states, which the Bahamas is one, in the fight for climate justice.
Local Catholics also responding to the death of Pope Francis. Danielle Dean has a story.
Pope Francis's death, which allegedly came after a stroke followed by heart failure on Easter Monday, has garnered much attention and condolences, even by locals.
No one ever thought that he would have been selected. Never before was there a pope from the New World or from Latin America or of that heritage being a leader of billions of faithful around the world. And so I knew he was going to be a different pope. And we knew he was different because he was the first pope to select the name Francis.
His name chosen in honor of St. Francis of Assisi, an Italian poet and philanthropist characterized by a profound love and concern for the welfare of animals, nature, and human beings. Arthur Johnson, member of St. Francis Xavier Cathedral, one of them.
It's a great loss for the Catholic community here in the Bahamas, and of course the world. Pope Francis being Pope within the last now maybe 10 years or so, was on the verge of doing a lot of changes within the Catholic faith throughout the world.
Back in 2021, Pope Francis changed church law to formally allow women to serve as altar servers and readers of liturgies. But Ambassador to the Holy See, His Excellency Joseph Curry says his multiple in-person interactions with the religious leader proved the Pope to be warm and sincere.
Every time he greeted me with such grace and always with a smile and a welcome. And even when he would have been reminded as to the office that I hold, the Bahamas, he does automatically break into a beautiful smile. It's fond memory of what the Bahamas perhaps represents.
His Excellency Ambassador Curry remembers our country held a special place in Pope Francis's heart. Reporting for the Bahamas Tonight, I'm Danielle Dean.
Well, the process by which a new pope is elected has undergone numerous changes in the nearly 2 millennia that the Catholic Church has existed, with the current procedure a combination of ancient traditions and modern updates. Take a look. The death of Pope Francis sets into motion a series of formalized rites and observances. A traditional 9 days of mourning commences, including the Pope's funeral, which per tradition is held within 4 to 6 days of his death. Typically, papal funerals and burials are held at St. Peter's, but Pope Francis had said that unlike his predecessors, he will be buried in Rome's St. Mary Major Basilica. He also chose a simple wooden casket, a far cry from his predecessors who would be laid to rest in 3 interlocking caskets made of cypress, lead, and oak. Within 15 to 20 days of the Pope's death, 135 eligible members of the 252 cardinals are summoned to Rome to prepare for the secret conclave of electing a new Pope inside the Sistine Chapel. The College of Cardinals will cast as many as 4 ballots in a single day for the new Pope, with a 2/3 majority required to elect a pontiff. After each vote, the ballots are burned and smoke is released from the Sistine Chapel's chimney as a signal to the throne's holding vigil in St. Peter's Square. Black smoke indicates an inclusive vote, while white smoke will signify that a new pope has been elected. If 3 days pass with no pope elected, voting can be suspended for a day to allow the cardinals time for reflection before the next round of ballots are cast. Once the College of Cardinals elects a new pope, the candidate is formally asked in the Sistine Chapel if he accepts the election, and if so, to choose his papal name. While popes have the option of keeping their baptismal name, every pope for the last 470 years has chosen to change his name, usually to honor a predecessor and to signal their intention to emulate his example. The process ends when the newly elected pope makes his first public appearance in his new role, stepping onto the central balcony at St. Peter's Basilica, overlooking St. Peter's Square, to bless the gathered crowd there after being introduced by the senior cardinal deacon with the traditional declaration, "We have a pope." Potential successors to Pope Francis includes Ghana's Peter Turkson, who would be the first black pope, Louis Tegel of the Philippines, who would be the first Asian pope, and Hungary's Peter Erdo. Well, you're watching the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. There's more after this.
If you listen closely, you can hear the heartbeat of a nation. That unique sound of a great country, pounding with colorful history, a rich culture, and unwavering ambition. When you look around, you recognize its pulse. The people who love to celebrate, who identify with triumph, a people who know how to be our brother's keeper. Commonwealth Bank, built by Bahamians, here for Bahamians, Bahamians helping Bahamians.
This one? No. Hey, look, KFC has an incredible promo.
I already had that for lunch.
Oh.
Crunch your hunger cravings and satisfy the whole family with KFC bucket meals starting at just $20. Get freshly prepared golden fried chicken, buttery biscuits, and add your favorite large sides. Bucket meals starting at just $20. KFC, finger licking good.
While others see customers as numbers, we see our customers as people, neighbors, friends who deserve more than one-sided connections. That's why we are redefining what real connection is, by prioritizing our customers and showing our appreciation by putting our money where your loyalty is. BTC customers, claim your $200 Bahamas Air gift card when you add postpaid mobile to your internet plan. That's loyalty that flows both ways.
What is this? Oh, ghost pepper burger. Chicken. I always at Papal, so me just come and taste the chicken. Wow. Nice, crunchy. This is off the chisholm.
Wow, that is way better than I expected. Very spicy, extremely spicy actually. The bread is very soft. The chicken is juicy. Yeah, that's spicy food.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Bahamas Striping Group of Companies, where safety is first.
Welcome back. Well, in just a matter of months, picturesque New Bidecott Island will have a new airport. Workmen now busy constructing solar panels, outfitting the new facility with modern lighting and plumbing fixtures. A new state-of-the-art fire station also being constructed. Prime Minister the Honorable Philip Davis recently assessed the scope of works in New Bidecott Island over the weekend.
This is the New Bidecott International Airport that's now being constructed. It's been long in the making. And I want to thank the contractor, AM contractor, Bishop Broker, who has been very assiduous in ensuring that this work move. I'm impressed today at how far he has come since I last came. He's moving like lightning speed, and it seems as though he'll be quite ahead of schedule if things continue to move as he is doing it. And as you can see, the roof is coming on.
Well, the new airport will serve as a port of entry with customs and immigration services. It will also mark the return of foreign air service to the island, attracting new investment opportunities. The Member of Parliament for Bidecott Island says a multi-million-dollar investment is providing a new frontier for the historic settlement.
This is truly going to be an international airport. It could also be a hub for some of the southeastern islands where airlines could come here, and what I call the smaller commuter airlines can pick up passengers to take to other islands to the south. This is truly international, and this aspect of it is to ensure that we get the proper ICAO rating for this total airport. Have air traffic controller space, have space for fire engines, administration building, with all the necessary components to ensure that it meets the standards that's required of the ICAO to be at least a tier 1 airport.
Those ancient cannons lining the side of West Bay Street have been temporarily removed for a much-needed facelift. The Antiquities, Monuments and Museums Corporation partnered with John Watling's distillery to remove the 4 cannons known as a water battery on Long Wharf for restoration before repositioning them back there. According to historic records, while the water battery dates back to the late 1700s, the cannons date to Victorian times and was said to be mounted on Long Wharf during the 1850s, serving as a defense mechanism for Fort Charlotte. The restoration process includes replacing concrete platforms with authentic caissons and traveling forges that allow a cannon to be moved, turned, and faced in the direction of its target. These treasured artifacts were destroyed by a dangerous vehicle mishap, and the initial transformation phase is anticipated to take about 2 months to complete.
They damaged the first one, they broke the lamp pole in 2, smashed the carriages on this third one. The cannon, because it's cast iron and several hundred pounds, it's still in one piece.
We need to rebuild the carriages that the cannons sit on, so those need to come in. We're having brand new ones made, and yeah, basically the entire site's going to be beautified. These cannons have been here for well over 150 years, and the actual carriages or the site has been here for more than 200 years. So it's important to respect our historical places and have a place that both tourists and local Bahamians can enjoy.
The Africa-Caribbean Business and Trade Show will take place April 22nd and 23rd at the Labadie Beach Hotel in Ghana. A Bahamian delegation led by Chairman of the Bahamas Trade Commission, Senator Barry Griffin, along with West End MP and Parliamentary Secretary in the Ministry of Grand Bahama, Kingsley Smith, were draped in Ghana regalia upon their arrival. The event has been fully endorsed by the Office of the President of the Republic of Ghana, His Excellency John Mahama. Well, Junkanoo is participating in the Because He Lives Junkanoo Rush Out this Easter Monday. The parade, which attracted participants from all the major Junkanoo groups, is designed to take Junkanoo to the people, with the route starting from East Street and Wolf Road and ending on Nassau Street through over-the-hill communities. Organizers say the initiative is all about taking the Word of God to residents during this Easter season. Started back in 2008, the Junkanoo Rush Out is now a fixture on the country's Easter calendar. Well, for South Beach residents today, a bittersweet one as they came together for an Easter community gathering happening just hours after the passing of Pope Francis. Member of Parliament for the area back his role, taking a moment to remember the fallen leader of the Catholic Church just one day after the resurrection of Christ.
Condolences to the entire Catholic family on the passing of the Pope. Just a tragic situation. However, this is Easter. This is new birth. This is a time for fresh and new ideas and springtime. And so hopefully they come out and they enjoy themselves. This will definitely lighten the load.
Well, South Beach MP also highlighting the gathering as a moment for community bonding, recreation, and clean fun.
It's really an opportunity for the community to come out and enjoy themselves on the first official day of the beach. We got it right this year. Tide is coming up, and so we anticipate some people out here, some kids out here in the water, people out here just enjoying themselves. It's going to be a wonderful day for us out here on South Beach.
Sure looks like they had a lot of fun. Stay with us. Sports is up next.
This portion of the news is brought to you by Papal Smart Pass, the smart way to pay at the pump.
Throughout our lifetime, we must all make decisions. No matter how we choose, the right one just needs to be made. Like having J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers as your insurance partner. We've been serving the Bahamas for over 100 years. Whether you need home, motor, marine, or commercial insurance, make the right decision. Call 397-2100 or visit jsjohnson.com.
JS Johnson Insurance. Peace of mind.
Celebrate the incredible women in your life this Mother's Day. And don't forget the special offer from Cornet Bahamas. From April 16th to May 16th, enjoy a fantastic 35% off store-wide. That's right, everything you need to show your love and appreciation is on sale. Whether it's a heartfelt gift for mom, a treat for yourself, or something special for that amazing woman in your life, we've got you covered. Don't miss out on this limited time offer. Visit any one of our stores today. Make this Mother's Day unforgettable with Cornet Bahamas.
Supermarkets. Simple value cage-free eggs, 1 dozen, $2.99. Popcorn buns, 9-pack, $8.99. Your average flour, 5.5 pounds, $3.69. Papal pastas, assorted 14 ounces, 2 for $1.89. Sweet strawberries, 1 pound, $4.99. Whole chicken wings, $1.69 per pound. Join the new Super Value Quality Points Program at any Super Value and Quality supermarkets.
This portion of the news is brought to you by 700 Wines and Spirits, bringing celebration across the nation.
Good evening. Hope you're having a great Easter Monday holiday. It's time for sports. It's the final sessions in swimming and track and field of the Carifta Games over there in Trinidad and Tobago. Let's go poolside first with Shane Stubbs.
This 2025 Carifta update from Trinidad and Tobago brought to you by KFC Nassau, J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, Comfort Suites Paradise Island, Original Patties, Water and Sewerage, and the Dalbinas Agency.
There was no letting up for Team Bahamas on night 2 of the 38th Carifta Aquatics Championships as they maintain control of the standings headed into day 3. The 6 straight champs sit in first place with a total of 479 points. Jamaica trails in second with 388.5 points. Host country Trinidad and Tobago follows in third with 333 points. And rounding out the top 4 so far is the Cayman Islands with 258.5 points. Highlighting the gold medal haul individually were the 11-12 swimmers Sienna Campbell and Dexter Russell. Campbell got the medal haul started, securing gold in the 200-meter freestyle relay.
I'm very happy and proud and super excited to win another gold for Team Bahamas. We are doing very good. I see a lot of gold medals. I see a lot of people going on the podium, and I'm very proud of that.
Russell, on the other hand, would swim away with the gold medal in the 50-meter butterfly.
I know I had to push hard. I saw the person on the side of me. He looked very fast on the side of me. I know that he was trying to beat me, and I wanted the record very badly, so I know just to keep my head down going into the wall.
Other notable performances included Dindin McKenzie capturing gold in the 13-14 girls fly. The gold rush didn't stop there as Team Bahamas rallied to end the evening on a high note in the 400-meter medley relays. The team of Sienna Campbell, Samaya Roll, Taylor Nichols, and Isabella Monroe came through winning gold in the 11-12 girls 400-meter medley relay. Kai Bastian, Logan Camacho, Dexter Russell, and Dakari Cooper led Team Bahamas to gold in the 11-12 boys category. Dindin McKenzie, Kamea Sanders, Celeste Gibson, and Skylar Smith secured gold in the 13-14 girls age group. The Bahamas finished the evening with a total of 36 medals, 12 gold, 13 silver, and 11 bronze. Trinidad sits in second with a total of 24. The Cayman Island holds 19, and Jamaica has a total of 28.
We were going in there seated first, and we held it down. Obviously, relays are double points, so very big. We were able to execute well, and gain our points where we needed. And I'm sure it really added to our lead.
And now it's on to day 3, where Team Bahamas hopes to widen their gap as they aim for their 7th straight title. From Trinidad and Tobago, I'm Shane Stubbs. Take it away, Amishal.
Thanks, Shane. Day 2 of the 2025 Crypto Games in Port of Spain, Trinidad and Tobago seeing the Bahamas add 12 more medals to their tally, including 4 golds to the tape. Bahamas going 1 and 2 in the girls under 17 long jump. Zay Johnson taking gold with a leap of 6.07 meters. Trey Forbes would take the silver with the best jump of 5.85. Both girls just 14 years old.
I felt amazing that we bring in first and second back to our country. It felt good because us being the only 14-year-olds on the team, we came and showed them that age doesn't matter. You can do anything that you put your mind to.
A few more medals in the field, and Mackey would throw a new personal best in the girls under 20 shot put with a heave of 17.14 meters. William McKinney upgraded from a bronze in the boys under 17 long jump to take silver with a leap of 7.39 meters. Still on the field, Obadiah Cherazar leaping to a silver in the boys under 17 high jump. His best jump, 1.95 meters. Also picking up a silver in the boys under 20 high jump would be last year's under 17 champ, Joshua Williams, with a leap of 2 meters. The 400-meter hurdles in the under 17 division, with the Bahamian hurdlers would show that they are in a class of their own. Girls under 17, Samara Crawley, get familiar with that name. She would surge past the rest of the field and take gold in 102.85. On the boys' side, this one was never in question. Jakario Wilson with a precursor to the nightcap, taking gold in the boys under 17 division in 52.44. The final races of the night, the 4x1s, and these certainly would get the crowd out of their seats. Boys under 17, 4x1, Jamal Deloach, the aforementioned Jakario Wilson, Jamari Moss, and behind a strong anchor leg from 400-meter gold medalist Egan Neely, the Bahamas shocking the field and beating Jamaica, storming to gold in 44.11.
Going into this race, I know I'm not the best starter, so I know I had to get out to give my team a fighting chance. And going into this, we had no doubt in our mind that we were going to win. So I'm just glad that Egan pulled something magical out of him to help us execute this race.
Bahamas would tack on 2 more silvers in the girls under 17 and under 20 4x1s. 242 would miss out on the chance to medal in all divisions after an exchange issue in the semis in the boys under 20 that would see the Bahamas register did not finish. Medal count after day 2 for the Bahamas, 23 total, 10 gold, 10 silver, and 3 bronze. 242 sits comfortably in second place at this year's games. Competition wrapping up tonight. Full day 3 highlights and final standings in Tuesday's Sportscast. For my cameraman Ashley Taylor, I'm Amajal Knowles signing out. ZNS Total Sports.
This 2025 Carifta update from Trinidad and Tobago was brought to you by KFC Nassau, J.S. Johnson Insurance Agents and Brokers, Comfort Suites Paradise Island, Original Patties, Water and Sewerage, and the Dalbinas Agency.
Thanks a lot, Shane and Amajal. That's going to put a wrap on sports. Easter Monday. Hope you had a great weekend. It's a busy work week ahead. Get ready.
Candid Security offer a varied range of security services, including guard service. We do armored service. We do pre-employment investigation, background checks, also vet people for employment. A live business hosted PBX is extremely important to our operation. I don't have to be in my office. I can easily get connected with our clients, my vendors, my NASA office, and with our employees in the field, anytime, anywhere.
At Original Patties, quality is always job number one. With 2 convenient locations, you have twice the opportunity to enjoy our beef, chicken and veggie patties, escabeche fish, chicken and mutton roti, and our succulent jerk chicken and pork. Choose from a wide selection of tasty pastries, cakes, and breads, or pull up to our 2 convenient drive-through windows for great service with a smile. Original Patties Bakery Limited, Tonic Williams Darling Highway and Blue Hill Road South.
Time now for a weather check with Chief Meteorologist Basil Dean.
Good evening, Desmond. Dry conditions continue around the islands as our live weather radar shows no echoes out there. And your boating forecast tonight is brought to you by Live Business, where we simply bulk up your business. For the northwestern islands tonight through Tuesday, those winds are going to calm a bit easterly at 10 to 15 knots, wave heights 2 to 4 feet. Now the low tide will take place at 8:57 tonight, with another low tide at 9:55 tomorrow morning. Now for the central and southeastern islands, we'll continue with those brisk winds out of the northeast to east at 15 to 20 knots, wave height still choppy at 4 to 6 feet. So we will maintain the caution flag for the central and southeastern islands through Tuesday. And then as we head into middle of the week, on Wednesday, the winds become easterly, increasing once again in the northwestern islands. Wave heights rebuilding 3 to 6 feet, so the caution flags go back up. Low tide 10:48 in the morning on Wednesday, with a high tide at 4:55 in the afternoon. For the central and southeastern islands, winds northeast at 12 to 18 knots. The wave heights 3 to 6 feet, so caution flags are also in place for the central and southeastern islands on Wednesday. And now it's time now for your international temperatures, and they're brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. That's going to do it for your international temperatures, brought to you by Royal Star Assurance. Now for your temperatures around the islands, Marshall Barbecue at 77 degrees, Green Tool Key 79 degrees. Here in Freeport, Grand Bahama, they have a temperature of 79 degrees. And as we take you a little further south, Allenstown, Bimini 77, the Berry Islands 77 degrees, 77 also in Harbor Island. Rock Sound, Eleuthera 80 degrees, 82 in Otterstown, Cat Island, Black Point, Exuma, and also in Kemp Space or Andros. Fresh Creek Central Andros 81 degrees, 81s again in Georgetown, Exuma, Rum Key, and San Salvador. They have a temperature of 82 degrees. And in Rygat Island, Clarence Sound, Long Island, and Crooked Island, 79, 80 in Betsy Bay, 80 also in Acklands. Matthew Town, Inagua, 78 degrees, and the Turks and Caicos Islands at 80 degrees. Satellite pictures showing high pressure still in control of our weather, but we have some low-level clouds just to the north of us, some of it clipping Grand Bahama and the northern portion of the Abacos, but elsewhere we're going to look for mostly sunny days for the next several days. And our forecast tonight, mainly clear at first with some clouds developing late. That's particularly in the extreme northern Bahamas, with a low temperature around 71 degrees. And tomorrow, partly sunny, quite pleasant. High temperature 81 degrees. Extended weather forecast. The sunny days, dry conditions will be with us right through the weekend. And we're looking at those daytime temperatures holding in the low 80s, but they'll start to climb as we head into the weekend. So we'll see some warmer temperatures. And your nighttime temperatures, very little change in the nighttime temperatures. They will continue to stay in the low 70s. Desmond.
Well, thanks, Basil. That does it for the Bahamas Tonight, the National Report. On behalf of the entire team, thanks so much for watching. Enjoy the rest of your Easter Monday.
At Bahama Boulevard, I'm Sean Ennis. This is ZNS.
The theme for World Teachers Day 2024 was valuing teacher voices towards a new social contract for education. And so the question was asked, are the voices of teachers in the Bahamas being heard? And the voices replied, no. Thus gave birth to Classroom Chronicles, solution-based critiques among teachers about teacher-related topics in education. I am Ms. J, your host for this debut season of Classroom Chronicles. Have you ever thought that maybe being in the classroom isn't for you? Maybe your talents are better suited for an administrative position. Or have you considered moving from New Providence to one of the family islands to teach? Perhaps that's where the best of you can be drawn out. In today's session, we discuss testing the waters, finding your niche in education. Today we have with us Mrs. Dakia Scott from Sadie Curtis Primary, Miss Latia Johnson from Thelma Gibson Primary, and Mrs. Linda Pascal from E.P. Roberts Primary School. I am Miss J. This is Classroom Chronicles. When did you know that teaching was what you wanted to do, Dakia?
I knew from a child. I had siblings, and the dolls, you know, the many dolls that you have. And I used to pretend to be a teacher. And that's when I knew that my calling was teaching. Now, the topic was, what am I going to teach? And growing up, I always sung in the choir. And from primary school straight to senior high school, that I knew that in music I was going to get A's. So now I am a music teacher, and I love what I do.
Oh, wow. So from young, you just knew.
Teaching was my passion.
Okay. Latia?
It was very similar for me. I too taught all my dolls, all my Barbie dolls and my stuffed animals, as well as teaching other children at my primary school. I used to take the second graders and try to teach them the fourth grade information. And then I got lost along the way. And it wasn't until 12th grade when I thought I was going to be a secretary. And I did a little work experience sitting behind the desk at Ministry of Finance, and I decided I needed a job that would keep me on my feet. And I always loved children, so I wanted a job that where I was able to work around children.
So you left a job that I would think if you work into where the money is, then, you know, Ministry of Finance.